how the Omicron variant is impacting the Dane County Jail this morning. Plus, the latest on the election investigation here in Wisconsin.
And we've hit the holiday weekend. We'll take a look at your forecast coming up.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning on this December 24th. Merry Christmas Eve, and thanks for joining us. I'm Josh Breiter. Chris and Leah are enjoying the morning off. First up this morning, about 10% of the 552 residents in the Dane County Jail have COVID this morning. The administrator says this reflects what's going on outside the jail walls as well, but it is magnified inside. The staff is keeping with best practices when it comes to sanitizing and mask wearing. The administrator admits he doesn't have much space for social distancing, though. Captain Carrie Porter says when someone does test positive, they're put in isolation.
Daily receive temp checks from the nursing staff. They are provided additional hydration like Gatorade and other than just the water that's typically available to them. And medical staff keeps a closer eye on them in medical isolation.
Porter says they also ramp up testing and monitor for symptoms and encourage inmates to do the same. Now, while they are contract tracing, the jail only has space to isolate someone once they have been tested positive, 6 days following potential exposure. Right now, nearly 40% of the people in the Dane County Jail are vaccinated. That's up from about 20% this past summer, but the number changes constantly as people come and go. To the Badgers now this morning. Wisconsin's athletic director Chris McIntosh has tested positive for COVID and will miss the Badgers bowl game in Las Vegas next Thursday. The Badgers plan to leave Madison for that game today. According to the athletic department, McIntosh will not travel with the team. AAA says to be on the road before 1 o'clock today to avoid the worst traffic. And if you're flying, check ahead. Airlines are canceling flights because COVID-19 is causing staffing issues. Here's CBS's Courtney Keeley.
Americans are trying to avoid bringing COVID-19 home for the holidays, waiting in long lines for a test.
I'm sitting there at the dining table. We're opening gifts. The last thing I want to do is just be afraid that a hug will potentially put them in danger's way.
For some, COVID has already put a lump of coal in their stocking.
My brother just got diagnosed with COVID-19 like last week, so he's got to stay home until past Christmas.
Adding to the uncertainty, United canceled more than 100 flights today due to COVID-related staffing shortages. Delta, JetBlue, and others have also canceled flights.
I am aware of the risk that I'm taking by traveling during this time of year, especially with the variants going around.
Early studies suggest Omicron causes less severe illness than other variants, but experts say the unvaccinated are still at risk.
It's a little bit of a disaster mode.
In Southern California, St. Mary Medical Center put its triage tent back up after taking it down last winter.
We are worried that there'll be a peak after Christmas, mid-January, yes. So if we're busy now and we get even busier after Christmas, that's going to be really hard to manage.
New York City is scaling back its New Year's Eve celebration in Times Square.
We would normally have about 1,000 people in each viewing area. We're going to bring that down to about 250.
Revelers 5 years and older must be fully vaccinated and wear a mask to attend. Courtney Keeley, CBS News.
So normally about 60,000 people cram into Times Square for New Year's. This year that number will be right around 15,000. Last year it was kept at just 200 and all of them were frontline workers. Well, 6:03 is your time right now. Julian Seawright in for Chris Reese with your certified most accurate forecast this morning. Julian, Merry Christmas Eve.
Merry Christmas Eve, and we're starting things off on a cloudy note, as even though it's still dark out, we can still see that layer of cloud cover as we're waking up this morning. Temperatures, however, are starting to increase pretty rapidly. We're at 34 degrees right now here in Madison, and the winds are about south-southeast at 8 miles per hour. However, our visibility has improved here in Madison, but we are still looking at areas of patchy fog, which are really impacting areas into the southeast. This is for Janesville and to our friends in Waukesha. However, as we take a look at our radar as of right now, the action's happening in the north where we're seeing light flurries, but here in the south, we're staying quiet as we continue throughout the morning hours. Planning out the rest of the day, however, we are going to see some action. That's going to be some showers rolling in around lunchtime and will carry throughout the rest of our afternoon going into our Christmas Eve evening. Now, again, temperatures are going to increase to some pretty mild temperatures. We're looking at lower 40s, folks. Cloud cover, however, is not not going to be going anywhere throughout our Friday. Scattered showers will roll in around the evening commute and even for dinner time as we get things rolling. But if you go to bed early and wake up next morning, we're looking at sunshine as we get our Christmas day rolling for us. Temperatures will go back to mild as we hit into those 40s, but we're still looking at dry conditions heading into our Saturday. In terms of road conditions, well, we're looking at low visibility because of that fog, and there will be some slick spots because of the rain as well. Usually, or we're going to see it around noon and going into the later part of this evening. However, in terms of travel delays, aside from the far north, we're looking at pretty good conditions throughout the entire holiday weekend. We're not looking at much of delays in terms or being factored from seeing any of that weather. So for us here, looking at Christmas Day, any kind of precipitation we'll see will end early for us, 40 degrees, and the sun will be there. But as we're looking ahead, a new pattern coming in starting around Sunday. We're going to be looking at some mixtures into southern Wisconsin and another round of potentially seeing some rain and some mixtures in southern Wisconsin as we get into next week, and also potentially even some snow. So that's what we're going to be looking at. Temperatures will start to slowly but surely dwindle as we go into the next couple of days. Heading into the final week of December, temperatures will be a bit more onto the seasonable side, and then as we welcome in the new year, that's right, we're looking back into those upper 20s, then dropping into the lower 20s. It's going to be a cold one, but it's what we're expecting as we welcome in January here in Wisconsin, Josh.
Yeah, we're like cutting our temperatures in half in just a week span.
Exactly. And on top of that, it's about time. It hasn't
really
felt like winter at all.
We have been pretty fortunate, but for those wanting a white Christmas, they're out of luck this year.
Absolutely.
All right, Julian, thank you. Well, if you are traveling this weekend, be sure to track the most accurate forecast and those traffic conditions in Madison with our First Warn Weather and Traffic app. You can download it for free in your app store. Just search for Channel 3000 Weather. Well, breaking overnight at 6:06 this morning, at least 38 people are dead and hundreds injured after a packed ferry caught fire in Bangladesh. It happened early this morning when about 500 people were on that ferry. Initial reports say the fire originated in the engine room. More than 100 people are in the hospital for burn-related injuries. This morning, the FBI is offering a $5,000 reward, asking the public for help finding this Milwaukee man. He's wanted as a sex trafficking suspect. 39-year-old Adrian Cortez Edwards is being considered armed and dangerous. The FBI says he has a large Wisconsin Badgers W tattoo on his neck. You're asked to call police if you have any information. A judge will decide by January 10th if Wisconsin's election administrator needs to testify in private before Michael Gableman. Gableman has subpoenaed the mayors of Wisconsin's 5 largest cities along with WEC Administrator Megan Wolf. He wants them to turn over all their election-related records and submit to questioning at his Brookfield office. None of the mayors have complied. Former President Trump is now asking the U.S. Supreme Court to block the release of White House records to the January 6th House Committee. The committee wants about 700 pages of documents as they explore Trump's role in the Capitol riots. In yesterday's filing, Trump said the records should remain secret under executive privilege. The lower courts have already rejected those arguments. A congressional panel is investigating Live Nation's role in the Astroworld tragedy that left 10 concertgoers dead and hundreds more injured. A panel will look into security planning for the event and the steps Live Nation Entertainment took after it was declared a mass casualty event. 10 people died from compression asphyxia as a packed crowd surged to the stage where rapper Travis Scott was performing. In a letter, the panel members noted the entertainment company has had a long line of other tragic events and safety violations. Live Nation has until January 7th to respond and has been requested to brief the panel on January 12th. 6:08 right now on this Christmas Eve. Coming up, why there are calls for leniency this morning in the case of a young truck driver involved in a deadly crash. And later, we'll take a look at one mom's story and how she has more reasons than ever to celebrate this holiday season.
We've been waiting all year to come together. Have a happy and safe holiday season from Lexus.
Hey guys.
Hey Dad.
You ready?
This holiday, U.S. Cellular is doing a little something extra to keep everyone connected. Right now, choose any phone from any brand at any of our stores for free. Plus, save big with unlimited data for our best price of the season, just $30 a month. Now that's a deal to cheer about. Feel the locally grown joy from U.S. Cellular, America's locally grown wireless.
I was doing some shopping and got a pop-up on my laptop. Computer had a virus. So I called the number on the page, and the guy on the phone wants to take control of my screen to sort it out. Then I remember a tip I got from the AARP Fraud Watch Network. Control my screen. This is a tech support scam. Thankfully, my order still went through.
Recognize fraud sooner so your money lives longer. The younger you are, the more you need AARP.
A must in your medicine cabinet. Less sick days.
Cold coming on? Zicam is the #1 cold shortening brand.
Highly recommended.
Zyfans love Zicam's unique zinc formula.
It shortens colds.
Zicam zinc that cold.
When you open a jar of Better Than Bouillon, you open up dinner time to great flavor. Mix it into a stir fry.
Better.
Saute it into some veggies.
Better.
Or brush it onto a steak.
Way better.
With Better Than Bouillon, the possibilities are endless. Make your everything better with Better Than Bouillon.
How do you use your energy? Celebrating the people you love? Mixing up smiles? Making each day brighter than the last? At Alliant Energy, we bring more clean, renewable energy to our customers every single day to power what matters to you. Because even during the most powerful moments in our lives, we're not thinking about power. We're thinking about each other. Alliant Energy, powering beyond.
Come into Rubens today for our annual year-end clearance sale. Hundreds of items have been marked down and are available for immediate delivery. Choose from soft leather sofas and comfy fabric sectionals. We have the perfect leather recliner that allows you to sit back and relax. Rubens has an enormous amount of leather furniture in stock. Why wait 4 to 8 months? Have your furniture for the holidays. Check out our website for our constantly changing in-stock inventory. Come into Rubens' year-end clearance sale today.
Hey, Lexus, play holiday music.
We've been waiting all year to come together. Have a happy and safe holiday season from Lexus.
You're watching Madison's fastest growing newscast. News 3 Now this morning.
There are calls for leniency after a young truck driver was sentenced to more than 100 years in prison for his role in a deadly crash in Colorado. Karen Morfitt reports from Denver.
I'm begging for forgiveness.
Roel Aguilera Medeiros was sentenced to more than 100 years in prison after a jury found him guilty of 4 counts of vehicular homicide and 23 other charges for this 2019 crash that killed 4 people.
I'm crying all the time when I'm thinking about it.
Aguilera Medeiros, who was 23 at the time, claimed the brakes failed as he was driving out of the mountains and couldn't pull over to avoid stopped traffic. Video shows he passed a runaway truck ramp where prosecutors say he could have pulled off.
He made a series of terrible decisions.
Aguilera Medeiros got the minimum sentence for every count, but Colorado's law mandates they be served consecutively, adding up to 110 years, effectively a life sentence.
If I had the discretion, it would not be my sentence.
Some truck drivers have said on social media they'll boycott the state during their routes to protest. And more than 4 million have signed an online petition asking the governor to reduce the prison time. Gage Evans, whose husband Bill Bailey died in the crash, says Aguilera Medeiros' sentence should not be commuted. Instead, she says the mandatory sentencing laws need to be reevaluated.
He should not have taken a mountainous route with no experience.
The DA overseeing the case has taken the extraordinary step of asking that the sentence be reconsidered. And tonight, Colorado Governor Jared Polis says his office has received Aguilera's request for clemency, and they are reviewing it. Karen Morfitt, CBS News, Golden, Colorado.
Right now, 6:14 on this Christmas Eve. Julian's here. Keeping an eye on that holiday forecast. How's it looking, Julian?
Well, we're still looking at clouds rolling in for us as we're waking up this morning. But on top of that, temperatures are going to be increasing to a very favorable feel as we head into the rest of our Christmas Eve. As we roll into about the lunch hour, we're going to expect to see pop-up showers. Not going to be very widespread, but still going to be looking at some light showers rolling in that will carry into our evening hours as well, especially around 5 p.m. for our evening commute. We are going to be looking at some more widespread rain showers that will carry into the evening hours and overnight as well. But for Christmas Day, we're looking at plenty of dry conditions and even sunshine for us. But for today's commute impacts, low visibility as we are expecting some fog to stick around and some slick spots because of that rainfall. But in terms of travel delays, we're looking pretty good throughout the course of this holiday weekend. The northern areas, a bit more of the minor delays, but for the most part, and here in southern Wisconsin and for most of Wisconsin itself, we're not looking at much in terms of weather impacts for delays. Here's another look once again at our Christmas Day forecast. We're looking at 40 degrees. Any kind of precipitation we're going to see is going to be ending very early for us. But we are keeping an eye on at the back end of this holiday weekend of a system to be bringing in a bit more mixture for us, and going into next week as well, some mixes here in southern Wisconsin. But as we take a look, once we get past Tuesday, we're looking to be drying out and back to more seasonable temperatures as those upper 20s are here to welcome in the new year with us. And on top of that, we're going to be going back to more colder temperatures, just what we're looking for here in Wisconsin, Josh.
Yeah, a lot to break down with that forecast. Staying busy over these next few days.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you. 6:15 right now. The MLB will start 2022 in a lockout, but that isn't stopping the Milwaukee Brewers from inducting former players into its Wall of Fame. The team is adding 3 greats to its 2022 wall: Jonathan Lucroy, Ryan Braun, and Prince Fielder. The wall is to commemorate the greatest to play baseball for the city of Milwaukee, receiving a plaque that goes outside of American Family Field. This will put the team's Wall of Fame at 21 inductees. The Bucks were in Dallas last night taking on the Mavs. Giannis remains out after entering COVID protocols last week. It didn't hurt the Bucks, though. Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton combined for 50 points. The team would go on to win a close one, 102-95. The Bucks' next game will be on Christmas Day against the Boston Celtics. A big day for Wisconsin fans. They're going to tip off at 1:30, just hours before the Packers take on the Cleveland Browns at Lambeau. Less than 24 hours before kickoff, the Hawaii Bowl is being canceled because of COVID-19. The game was supposed to be today between the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors and the Memphis Tigers. The Rainbow Warriors decided they would not participate in the bowl due to COVID issues. Shortly after that, the game was canceled. This is the second bowl impacted by COVID. The Gator Bowl had to add Rutgers on Wednesday after Texas A&M dropped out of that game. Jumping the line on 2 Disneyland rides is getting a little more expensive this morning. The California theme park has increased the Lightning Lane Pass from $7 to $18 for the Web Slingers and Radiator Springs Racers rides. That's a 157% price increase. Web Slingers is the Spider-Man themed ride in the new Avengers campus at Disney California Adventure. Radiator Springs Racers is a driving ride in Cars Land at the same park. The travel industry is seeing drastically better numbers this holiday season compared to last year's, despite another coronavirus surge. AAA predicts more than 109 million people will travel at least 50 miles between December 23rd and January 2nd. That's a near 34% increase from last year. Though airlines are expected to see a 184% increase from 2020. More than 100 million Americans are planning to drive. 6 million say they're traveling by air, and an additional 3 million people will travel by buses, trains, and cruises. Well, the holidays are a time to celebrate, and one new mom has more reasons than ever this year. CBS's Bradley Blackburn has her incredible story of survival and hope.
Twins Mac and Millie are just 4 months old, but one day their mom will have a story to tell them.
I'll tell them, like, we can do really hard things, and so sometimes we just have to push through.
Circles and stripes.
Katie Robb Sewell always wanted to be a mother, but in 2014, when she was just 27, she got a diagnosis she never expected: aggressive stage 3 breast cancer.
It was a very scary time. The treatment was going to be very aggressive.
Right from the start, her doctors at the Cleveland Clinic focused on her whole health, including preserving her fertility. Dr. Hallie Moore is Katie's oncologist.
Chemotherapy drugs can injure the ovaries and cause premature menopause. For our younger patients, we always want to determine whether future fertility is a potential consideration.
Katie had a double mastectomy, and she and her husband Craig decided to freeze embryos before chemo.
Doing the fertility treatments was a really bright spot in a really dark time. It gave us a lot of hope.
Doctors also used a drug to protect her ovaries during treatment. Katie stayed on hormone therapy for 5 years and in 2020 got the go-ahead to try to conceive. After multiple attempts at IVF, the couple welcomed Mac and Millie.
The embryos didn't work out, and so that was definitely difficult. I feel really grateful to my oncologist for really insisting that we not just rely on one form of fertility preservation.
What has it meant to you after all of this to become a mother?
Oh, it's just a dream come true. The fact that I get to live is number one, and we got to make this dream come true is just a blessing on top of that.
Grateful for family and the future this Christmas. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
6:20 is your time. Up next, the possible solution for restaurants dealing with the labor shortage. Plus, American Girl is introducing its first biracial dolls. In our next half hour, a look at the woman who inspired the making of them.
Trust the First Warn Weather Team for your most accurate forecast.
Cobuson Buses, now hiring.
Working with Cobuson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. If you do need time off, they work around you. They definitely try to make it a company that's based for you.
Visit Cobuson.com to apply.
Chevy is taking people lots of places this holiday.
We're going sledding!
We're going to find the perfect tree.
We're going to Nana.
Let your Chevy dealer take you there with Chevy Red Tags, where the price you see is the price you pay.
Happy holidays from Chevy.
Find new places, find new roads. Or find your Red Tag and you may qualify for $500 bonus cash on all Silverado Crew Cab pickups. That's on top of most other offers. New models are arriving weekly. Secure yours today. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
We can't all be morning people, but we can all eat McDonald's for breakfast.
Enjoy a savory bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit and pair it with a $1 any size Dr. Pepper.
Airwick scented oils are infused with natural essential oils to create authentic seasonal scents that fill your home with holiday spirit all season long. Connect to nature this season.
This is Dave. He thought he'd save money by getting internet from one company and TV from multiple providers. You see, Dave and his wife watch live TV, Ella her favorite kid shows, and Henry loves sports. It was costing Dave a lot. So Dave switched to Spectrum. Switch to Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 per month each. Call 833-985-4499. Spectrum Internet with speeds at 200 megabits includes a free modem and free online security software. And Spectrum TV with over 125 channels includes live local news and regional sports and up to 85,000 on-demand titles. Plus, with the free Spectrum TV app, everyone can stream on their devices anywhere. So now Dave has one bill, one provider, no contracts, and is saving a ton. Be like Dave. Switch to Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 per month each. Call 833-985-4499 or visit spectrum.com.
Associated Physicians celebrates 75 years of caring, helping, and listening. Associated Physicians, devoted physicians, trusted care.
Last Friday, you helped make our tornado relief telethon a success. You donated over $75,000 to our neighbors to the south. From the bottom of my heart, the American Red Cross, and from all of us here at News 3 Now, we say thank you.
Every day, News 3 Now investigates.
Cobuson Buses, now hiring.
My name is Mike Williams. I've been driving school bus off and on for 21 years. Here at our terminal, we're kind of like a family too. Somebody has an issue with a bus, other people kick in and help and get the job done.
We are back at 6:23, looking at a black screen this morning.
It's supposed to be a beautiful sunrise.
There it is. See, it was just dramatic effect. We just needed a little drum roll there. There's Joel's photo out of Fort Atkinson. Look at that coloring. Julian, I know you're a big fan of these sunrises.
Absolutely. And this is just awesome. I love that people get to share this every time we see this in the morning.
The coloring, I always think when you can get all of that, the different shades in there, that looks so cool.
Oh, yeah. Especially when it's like the little orangish peach type of color.
Yes. Yeah, we'd love to see it. Of course, if you've got a photo that you want to share with us, all you have to do is use that hashtag MyNewsTree Morning and send it to us over on social media.
And in other news, a Michigan restaurant has a new unique coworker, a robot.
Please take your food.
Meet Servy. This is an innovative approach to the labor shortage. The owner says the robot has not cost anyone their job. In fact, it's allowed servers to focus on their customers, which is actually translated into higher tips. Servy does have limitations, though. It stops very suddenly, so liquids are not an option. Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Servy also cannot hold conversations.
Yeah, make sure that you don't have any kind of coffee or any other liquids on it at all.
The last thing you want is hot coffee spilled on you.
But we mentioned this earlier. It's great that, you know, it helps with just the little things, but the servers can still have that one-on-one interaction and create that experience.
And higher tips.
Exactly, which is always great, especially for this time of year.
Well, Julian, Merry Christmas Eve. You're looking quite dapper with your sweater. I've got my Santa mask on again, which goes with my Santa socks. I don't know if photographer Bubba wants to zoom in on the Santa socks this morning. There they are.
He's swagged out this morning.
We went all in. I've also got my Rudolph tie on that comes out every time this time of year. It's Christmas.
Gotta love it, yes, and we gotta always have that kind of Christmas cheer when it is Christmas.
You really do, and hey, the forecast for those that are traveling, honestly looking good. Getting to our places this weekend. Maybe coming home might be a little different, though.
Maybe a little different, as we are tracking to see a bit of some changes coming into our Sunday. But that's what we're going to be looking at, is not just Christmas Day, but looking at Sunday, as we're having some changes of some mix that can make things a bit slippery. So make sure that you have your plans to stay safe when you're traveling back.
All right, Julian, thank you. Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back with more news and weather and take a little closer look at where Santa is at this hour when News 3 Now This Morning continues.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Are you ready to make junk disappear?
I am so looking forward to this.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Any first item removed, just $89.
Hey guys.
Hey Dad.
You ready?
This holiday, US Cellular is doing a little something extra to keep everyone connected. Right now, choose any phone from any brand at any of our stores for free. Plus, save big with unlimited data for our best price of the season, just $30 a month. Now that's a deal to cheer about. Feel the locally grown joy from US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless.
Bye, Mom. Sometimes you just gotta do what's in your heart to put some joy out there. When the world needs a little bit of love, give it love. It's about caring for others and for those who care for others, because everyone should know, no matter who they are, just how much they matter. Be happy, be healthy, be kind. Unity Point Health Meritor, a partner of UW Health. Know how much you matter to this world.
It's the final days of the Ford Get Holiday Ready sales event. Your last chance to get the best deals of the year on Ford F-Series, America's #1 selling trucks for 44 years straight. Only a few more days to save on our full lineup of Ford SUVs. Hurry in. It's the final days of the Ford Get Holiday Ready sales event. Now get an Explorer with 0% financing for 60 months plus $500 bonus cash. See your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers today.
You know what I'm going to miss most about space?
What's that?
How easy it is to keep up my saving habit. There's nothing to buy up here.
We're making it easier to save on Earth, too. When you open a savings builder account at BMO Harris, you can get a cash reward for every month you save.
Anything to help launch my savings?
Sure. When you open a checking account, we'll give you $200 to kickstart your savings progress.
$200 and a monthly savings reward.
It's a way to save that won't weigh you down. It's a little space humor.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
Embrace winter with a cabin getaway. Madison Magazine takes you on a tour of amazing Wisconsin rentals. From rustic to whimsical, high-end to historic, your snowy escape awaits. Check out Madison Magazine online and on newsstands now. Madison Magazine makes holiday gift-giving easy this season. Get 50% off 1- and 2-year subscriptions. Go to store.madisonmagazine.com, enter promo code WINTER2021, and give the gift of Madison Magazine.
Are you ready to make junk disappear?
I am so looking forward to this.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Any first item removed? Just $89.
We're going to have a look at your holiday weekend, so stay tuned for your forecast.
Plus, how long a former police officer could spend in prison after being convicted of manslaughter. And Santa Claus on his way to deliver lots of toys on his sleigh. There's a live look right now. We're going to have an update on his whereabouts from the federal agency tracking him. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to News for Now this morning on this Friday, December 24th. Merry Christmas Eve, everyone. We hope you're having a wonderful morning, and we thank you for starting your day with us. I'm Josh Breiter. Chris and Leah are off this morning. Well, today is expected to be another busy travel day as more people head out to spend Christmas with family and friends. And if you plan to head out this morning, Julian Seawright is in the First Warn Weather Center with what to expect. Hi, Julian.
Hi, Josh. Well, it is the most wonderful time of the year, and we are looking at some wonderful conditions heading into our holiday weekend. And by that, I mean it's not going to be bitterly cold. It's going to be around 40 degrees for Christmas Day, and any precipitation we're going to be seeing will be ending very early. As we continue throughout our Christmas Day morning, cloud cover will dissipate and the sun is going to be shining. So it is going to be a wonderful and quiet Christmas Day for us in our forecast. In terms of travel delays, however, throughout today, we're not looking out much except for the northern areas of Wisconsin. As we go throughout the rest of the weekend, still going to be pretty decent until we get into about Sunday, where we could be seeing some changes because the new system is going to be bringing in some mixtures. That's going to make things a bit on sloppy side as we go in throughout the rest of our weekend. As we can see on Sunday, that system that's going to be rolling in from this model is going to be bringing in some snow, mixtures, and even some rain, which will create some slip conditions as we go in throughout Sunday heading into our Monday. After that, we are looking for another round of seeing some mixture conditions heading into our Tuesday. So something to keep an eye on as we are going to be drying out as we approach our new year. Other than that, we're waking up this morning still on the darker side, but we can see just beyond the dark horizon, cloudy conditions for us here in Madison. 34 degrees as of right now. It is definitely cloudy. And in terms of our visibility, still obscured in areas to southern Wisconsin between Platteville and Janesville, and even 9 miles of visibility here in Madison. So we are still looking at areas of patchy fog, but not in lots in terms of action. The northern areas are seeing some light snowfall, but for us, still on the dry side. That's going to change, however. Once we get into the afternoon, we will then see some rain showers rolling in for us that will be off and on and then turn more widespread as we head closer to the evening hours. So as we're timing it out, this is what we're going to be seeing. The morning's going to be quiet. Then as we go around lunchtime, some pop-up showers. Then this evening commutes, we'll see some more rain sticking around for us. And then going into tonight's, still some pop-up showers until we get into the overnight hours, transitioning into our Christmas, which is going to be looking to be dry. But today's commutes are going to be low visibility due to that patchy fog, and we are looking at slick spots because of the rainfall as well. But it's not going to be overly too much rain, but just enough. It will be a little bit slippery. But after today and tomorrow, we are looking for temperatures to start to decline ever so slightly. But again, as I mentioned, once you're going to be traveling back, we are looking for mixtures of some precipitation from Sunday throughout Tuesday. After that, we are going to be ringing in the new year with colder temperatures and dry conditions as of right now. So we're looking back to some more Wisconsin winter in just a few days, Josh.
Kind of riding that roller coaster as far as temperatures go.
I feel like that's been the whole theme of this entire winter.
It has been.
Up and down, up and down. I haven't seen this fluctuation in a while.
Yes. All right, Julian, thank you very much. Remember, you can always stay on top of those changing weather conditions by downloading the First Warn Weather and Traffic app. It is free in your app store. Well, traffic is moving once again on I-94 south of Eau Claire this morning after a major pileup there yesterday. And new information this morning, the Wisconsin State Patrol says between 40 to 50 vehicles were involved. Reports had initially said more than 100 cars could have been involved. Officials say no serious injuries have been reported, though, so there's some good news. Only about 15 people were taken to area hospitals for minor injuries. A Minnesota jury has convicted former Brooklyn Center police officer Kim Potter on both manslaughter counts after she fatally shot Dante Wright last spring during a traffic stop. Jurors deliberated for nearly 30 hours in the closely watched trial that drew national attention. Potter testified that she confused her handgun for her taser when she shot 20-year-old Wright during that traffic stop last April. Outside the courthouse, a crowd cheered and embraced while those verdicts were read. Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison says the trial's outcome doesn't bring justice.
Justice would be restoring Dante to life and making the Wright family whole again. Justice is beyond the reach that we have in this life for Dante. But accountability is an important step.
The judge revoking Potter's bail, ordering her to be held at the Shakopee Women's Prison until sentencing in mid-February. Potter faces about 7 years in prison under the state's sentencing guidelines, but prosecutors say they would seek a longer term. State Senator Lena Taylor has suspended her lieutenant gubernatorial campaign less than a month after launching it. Taylor, a Democratic state senator from Milwaukee, says she wanted to spend more time having a, quote, direct impact on the concerns of constituents. New this morning, 4 people, including one suspect, are shot at a shopping center outside of Chicago. Police in the western suburb of Oak Brook say it happened at the Oak Brook Center grounds last night. An officer at the Nordstrom store heard shots just before 6 o'clock and went outside the store to find people shooting at each other before running inside the store. One person is in custody and the other suspect is in the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries this morning. One other shooter is still at large. 6:35 right now, News 3 Now, your coronavirus headquarters. A Rock County doctor doesn't want you to cancel your holiday plans, but he says it's not too late to make sure you're getting together safely this weekend. Dr. Dan Beardmore says if your family is vaccinated and people you will be gathering with are vaccinated, then you shouldn't have anything to worry about. But because of the new COVID variant being highly contagious, Dr. Beardmore suggests families who aren't yet vaccinated to reduce the size of gatherings. He also suggests wearing masks or rescheduling holiday events because even younger children can become gravely ill from COVID.
Let's say it's only, 1%. That's 1 out of 100. Well, it's going to be easy for that to run through a big school of a couple hundred kids. And yeah, that could make a couple of kids pretty sick. And if we can prevent any, we should.
Dr. Beardmore also urges anyone who hasn't vaccinated their children to do so immediately. He says kids ages 5 through 11 have shown the most tolerance for the vaccines, and it is very effective. Coming up on 6:37 this morning, live look outside on this Christmas Eve. We're keeping an eye on that all-important holiday forecast. Julian is in coming up. And we're also in the 6:08 this morning with a look back at some of our favorite holiday happenings from this season. Stick around.
The After Christmas 48-hour sale is this Sunday and Monday at Ashley Home Store. Save up to 54% off on doorbusters and special buys, all with no interest financing. Plus, we have millions of dollars worth of products in stock and ready for delivery. Only at Ashley Home Store.
When you need a paint to fit your lifestyle, Menards has got you covered. From protecting against this, or covering this, to refinishing this, we have a paint for you. You also need it in this color? Or even this color? We can do that. Stop in and talk to one of our paint professionals to make your colors come to life.
What does it mean to fight for what's right? And who decides what's right? Is it right for an insurance adjuster to try to get you to settle for less than you deserve? Is it right to let victims struggle to pay their medical bills? To us, it means helping accident victims get their lives back to normal again. It means doing what's right for you. Habish, and Rotier. We fight for what's right.
maybe
your mom's car.
Merry Christmas, Dad.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Call to donate today.
The After Christmas 48-hour sale is this Sunday and Monday at Ashley Home Store. Save up to 54% off on doorbusters and special buys, all with no interest financing. Plus, we have millions of dollars worth of products in stock and ready for delivery. Only at Ashley Home Store.
U.S. ad spending is set to surpass $300 billion by 2022, and the greater Madison area is poised for major growth. So now would be a great time to consider a career in multimedia sales and to join our team selling our top-rated media and digital solutions. Work for a company that offers training, autonomy, flexibility, income growth, upward mobility, and work-life balance with a competitive wage. If you have a passion to drive results for local businesses, then visit morganmurphymedia.com right now to apply.
You're watching Madison's fastest growing newscast. News 3 Now this morning.
Two major airlines have canceled flights ahead of today's busy travel day. On Thursday, United Airlines said it had to cancel some flights because of the Omicron variant. It said the nationwide spike in cases this week has had a direct impact on its flight crews and the people who run its operations. The flight tracking site FlightWare says United canceled more than 100 flights scheduled for today. Delta Airlines also canceling flights with 93 Christmas Eve flights no longer in the books. So far, no flights out of the Dane County Regional Airport have been canceled. A live look this morning at New York City, where the Omicron variant is causing some city leaders to rethink some holiday gatherings this year. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio says the city is scaling back its iconic New Year's Eve celebration in Times Square. This year, the event will be limited to about 15,000 people. Usually, it draws more than 58,000. Attendees will also have to be masked and fully vaccinated. 6:41 is your time, and we are in the 608 this morning with a look back at some of our favorite holiday happenings from this season. Photojournalist Mark Schilling put together a little something for you this Christmas Eve morning. Let's take a look.
Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh a day or two ago.
Good morning, guys, from Hilldale. And it's Josh Ryder in the 608 this morning. Plus, we're in the 608 with the abominable snowman this morning as we check out the Henry Vilas Zoo lights. These lights are twinkling. Our Clark Griswold, you can come check it out. All the lights are up and going here at the Henry Vilas Zoo, guys.
We got the whole gang together to do a little competition.
We're going to begin now. All right. So are you guys last-minute rappers, or are you ones that get it done early?
What do you think, Josh?
I typically get it.
Definitely.
2 minutes. The struggle is real.
I should have cut
Is this like giving the forecast when you got the producer in your ear?
We're going to do this again.
I'm guessing your wife is the present rapper in your house?
Yeah.
Look at mine.
Oh, look, I got an Amazon box.
I mean, look at this. I think this is like my favorite part right here behind us.
It's pretty spectacular. These are 50-foot strands of light hanging from our tallest trees, and this provides quite a wow for our visitors.
Putting it in perspective, you guys have over 1 million lights and 6 miles of extension cords running through here.
It's crazy when you think about it.
I grow so amazed every time I see it. It's beautiful. How can you not feel something when you see this?
Lights of Love. It's grown into something pretty significant here for the hospital. lace them on with us. This is actually my first time skating here at the Edgewater, and there's nothing better than looking out over Lake Mendota and just all of the Christmas lights and everything else. This is my type of winter right here, guys, and this is why I love living here in Wisconsin. It doesn't get any better than this. Merry Christmas from us here in the 608. We appreciate you watching every day. And remember to let me know what inspires you in the 608. You can reach out either on social media or email at inthe608@wisc-tv.com for a chance to be featured. Well, it is Christmas Eve, and that means Santa Claus is on his way to deliver gifts to children around the world. The North American Aerospace Defense Command is tracking Santa to make sure he's not running into any trouble today. Let's go ahead and take a live look at that tracker right now. You can see Santa is over the Pacific Islands right now. He is headed this direction. So, pro tip from the experts at NORAD, Santa only comes if you're asleep tonight. So kids, you better get to bed early. Put those cookies and milk out for Santa Claus. He is going to be here soon. And of course, I'm wondering what that forecast is going to be like. Is Santa going to have any snow or anything to deal with as he's landing here in Wisconsin? Julian is here with your forecast. Julian, good morning.
Good morning. Well, it's a good thing that he has Rudolph, because we are going to be dealing with some fog and cloud cover throughout the course of our Christmas Eve. Getting things rolling for us this morning, our current conditions is 34 degrees here in Madison, and we can see plenty of cloud cover as we're waking up this morning. That's what we're going to deal with throughout the entirety of our Christmas Eve. Planning it out, we are going to see some off and on showers as we approach the lunchtime hour and going into the evening as well. Yes, we're going to need some rain gear for our Christmas time. Not very often is that really happened for us here in Wisconsin, I'm sure, but even still, we're going to be looking throughout the day as we get into our morning. Temperatures will be in about those 40s, and then as we get into the afternoon, we're holding firm into the middle 40s for us with pop-up showers that'll be sticking around. Getting into the evening, afternoon, that's where we're looking at more showers to really be more widespread. However, in terms of our commute, we are going to be looking at low visibility with fog and some slick spots because of that rain. So just know to be a little bit more cautious as you're driving for today. Three things we'll need to know is we're going to be on the milder side for today and going into Christmas Day, but seasonably cold temperatures are coming back next week, Josh.
All right, Julian. Thank you. 6:46 is your time right now. Toys can be a powerful teaching tool, and now one Middleton-based doll maker is increasing its efforts to reflect diversity while highlighting social issues that impact kids today. Renee Marsh introduces us to one of the first biracial American Girl dolls and the woman who inspired her story.
I like her eyes and her freckles and her hair.
Misha's an 8-year-old from Wisconsin who loves playing with dolls.
Show me your doll.
Especially this doll, Yvette. It's one of the first biracial American Girl dolls on the market.
I asked Misha about when she does go to a normal store, what is the majority of the dolls that she sees versus Yvette, and just kind of explaining to her that it's new now that a lot of the brands that she enjoys are now having a wider range of dolls that look like everyone.
It's representation that Misha's mother, Dion, didn't have when she was a kid growing up in the Midwest.
You didn't see dolls with brown skin. You didn't see a lot of curly hair dolls. They all were kind of the typical blondes or brown hair.
American Girl approached children's author Sharon Dennis Wyeth with an idea for a story to accompany Yvette.
My editor, she emailed me and said, we're interested in creating a biracial doll. She will be an environmentalist.
Wyeth grew up in an interracial family in the Anacostia neighborhood of Washington, D.C.
I wanted to incorporate the theme of racial identity because for me that was something I had been exploring, I think unconsciously, almost from the time I was able to talk.
For over 3 decades, Wyeth made it her mission to feature children of color in her stories.
I think all children should be able to read books where they can see themselves reflected in some way in the book. And the same with toys, the same with dolls, with somebody like Yvette.
She hopes her books provide a safe space for otherwise difficult conversations.
It's a medium for sharing things that trouble us. It's a medium for discussing things with parents, perhaps, Parents might look at them and say, well, let's talk about this together.
Making pools of color.
I'm very, very happy that Yvette, my darling Yvette, is going to make kids happy and make them feel like, hey, there's somebody who has a family like mine. Somebody who has a family like mine, an interracial family.
Renee Marsh, CNN, Washington.
6:48 right now. Coming up in the morning sprint, another recall that could impact your kids. But first, it is Weston's birthday today and Carson's tomorrow. We want to say happy birthday to all of those kids turning 3 this Christmas weekend. Thanks for celebrating with News 3 Now this morning. We'll be right back.
Trust the First Warn Weather Team for your most accurate forecast.
Are you ready to make junk disappear?
I am so looking forward to this.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Any first item removed, just $89.
Even the smallest surprise can make a big memory worthy of passing on. Kinder Joy, treat plus new holiday toys. A little surprise goes a long way.
Buy $100 in Buck & Honey's gift cards and receive a $20 bonus over the holidays.
Happy holidays from Meineke Car Care Center. We would like to thank you for your business this year and wish you and your family a safe and happy holiday season. Drive safe during all of your travels. Meineke, doing car care right.
Although it seems like any ordinary day, it isn't. For one extraordinary reason. Because now with Spectrum Mobile, you get unlimited on 2 or more lines for $29.99 a line. This is a huge deal that'll make you feel larger than life. Get unlimited from Spectrum Mobile for just $29.99 with nationwide 5G included. Call 1-844-955-2999. It's the biggest news in mobile with the best deal ever. Get unlimited talk, text, and data for only $29.99 with no contracts, added taxes, or hidden fees, and nationwide 5G included. Save up to 60% on your mobile bill. Get gigantic savings with unlimited from Spectrum Mobile for just $29.99. Call 1-844-955-2999 or visit a store near you. Switch today and you too will feel larger than life.
It's the final days of the Ford Get Holiday Ready sales event. Your last chance to get the best deals of the year on Ford F-Series, America's #1 selling trucks for 44 years straight. Only a few more days to save on our full lineup of Ford SUVs. Hurry in. It's the final days of the Ford Get Holiday Ready sales event. Now choose FlexBuy on a 2021 Ford F-150 and get 0% financing for 66 months plus $500 cash back.
Are you ready to make junk disappear?
I am so looking forward to this.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Any first item removed, just $89.
6:52, time for the morning sprint, and we start this morning with the latest on COVID-19 in the U.S. The Omicron variant case numbers are racking up with more people entering the hospital. Healthcare workers are overwhelmed. Cases are more than doubling in 6 states and more than quadrupling in Florida, Hawaii, and Washington, D.C. in just the past week. A Minneapolis jury has convicted former Brooklyn Center officer Kim Potter on both manslaughter counts after she fatally shot Dante Wright last spring during a traffic stop. Jurors deliberated for nearly 30 hours in the closely watched trial that drew national attention. Potter faces about 7 years in prison under the state's sentencing guidelines, but prosecutors said they would seek a longer term. ExxonMobil says 4 workers are injured after a fire at its Houston area plant. ExxonMobil says the fire was put out around 8 o'clock yesterday morning. 4 contractors working at the refinery were injured. 2 of them have now been released from the hospital. As for the cause of the fire, it is still under investigation.
I'm very, very excited. There's a lot of work that's done.
After nearly 18 years as Milwaukee's mayor, Tom Barrett is moving on to the next phase of his political career. He was sworn in officially yesterday as ambassador to Luxembourg. Barrett says he's looking forward to learning more about things like international finance and climate change policy, which will be important in his new role. 8 people are dead this morning after flooding in Bolivia. Homes are left barely standing in some parts of that country. Rivers in the area have swelled and heavy rain. More severe weather is expected in that country over the coming days. Inflation is showing no signs of slowing down this morning. The Bureau of Economic Analysis reports U.S. inflation rose 5.7% over the last year. That is the fastest increase in consumer spending price index since July of 1982. Consumer spending also rose 0.6% or $104 billion heading into the holidays. It shows Americans remain optimistic about the economy and the path to recovery in 2022. Nearly 40,000 bunk beds have been recalled due to potential entrapment and strangulation hazards. Angel Line beds with angled ladders have a safety issue that can create a gap between the ladder step and the frame. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission issued that recall after a 2-year-old in Ohio got caught in a gap in the bunk bed ladder and died from strangulation. Consumers should stop using the beds immediately and contact Angel Line for a free repair kit. The Baraboo Police Department says it is bringing back its K-9 program in the new year, and they're asking for donations to help fund it. The department says it has already received pledges for support from local businesses. The hope is for the new K-9 to be on staff by spring of 2022. The department's previous one retired in 2020 after a 10-year career. The National Weather Service has confirmed 2 more tornadoes hit Wisconsin last week than previously reported. That brings the state's yearly total to 38. The rare December severe weather outbreak dropped 7 tornadoes across the state.
And wrapping up our forecast as we head into the holiday weekend, the 3 things we're going to need to know is that we're going to look at mild temperatures throughout today and into our Christmas day. However, for today, we are looking at some areas of patchy fog. A few showers are going to stick around, and on top of that, it's a good thing we have Santa with Rudolph, because we are going to be looking at visibility to be obscured throughout the holiday weekend. Seasonable conditions are going to be coming back as cold temperatures will return as we're back into those upper 20s and low 30s. But until then, we are looking for messy conditions to the back end of our holiday weekend. But other than that, we're going to be drying out, welcoming into the new year, Josh.
All right, Julian, thank you. And thank you all so much for joining us this morning. We wish you a very Merry Christmas, safe travels for all of you. We'll see you back here on Monday.